Hello and welcome back to EB Mark 1 Inside Out. I'm Mark, and in this short video I'll start with the analysis modules of the EB Mark 1. Now that we have finished setting up the EB Mark 1 and have taken our first shots, we should take a look at what the results look like and how to analyze them with the EB Mark 1. We'll begin with the shooter's log on the EB Mark 1, which can be used to just get a first view at the results. Now, for that we start off here on the right side of the screen. At the top we see our series number, because every time we take a new series, this will be saved here. And we see in this series, number 72 here, that we have already 5 shots in this series. In order to change the series very quickly between measurements, you can open up this option here and then scroll through the different series that you may have created before and then create new ones. If you want to take a look at the shots inside this series, which I've called M10 for a reason, we click on this button here which says View Log. Now we can see here that our series number is or rather, the series is named M10. That's because we were shooting the Sarco TRG M10 in 308 Winchester. We can see here that we have the selected weapon and the used ammunition. In this case, it was the Ruoc 308 Winchester 169 grain Swiss P target ammunition. And we can see our environmental conditions during these shots. On the right side, we can also see then our results for the measurements. And as we set up in the previous videos, we have our ranges from 0, 1 meters, 2 meters, 3 meters, 10 meters, and then the 300 that we analyzed, or rather selected previously. We get our velocities and the energy readings for this ammunition. Of course, the shorter ranges here, these are actual measurements, but at 300 meters, this would be a calculated velocity based on the drag profile that we have for this ammunition. We can also see our shot mode here, that the shot was taken in, and if we were to change the shot mode, we would see this here. We could of course have the single shot or the multi-shot plus or even the automatic fire mode. But in this case, all 5 shots were taken in the multi-shot mode. From this screen, we can then select this tab here, which allows us to go to a different series. So on the same day, for example, we were also shooting a similar rifle to the M10, which I have named the series here 338. And this in that case was the TRG 42, which simply said is also a 338 from Sarco. Also we have here the relevant velocities, environmental conditions and so on. We could change the name, so let's say we want to rename this from 338, we could go and say, let's call it now the TRG 42. Simply apply this and we can see immediately up here that the series has now been renamed. If we wanted to create a new series, we've got this plus button up here, and then it just asks us for a new series, and this would be added as the latest series in the shooter's log. We don't want that though now, so we press cancel. If we want to continue our analysis, we can then go on the right side here. We could go to our drop or trajectory modules. Of course, we will have an individual video on each of these modules, so I won't click on this now, but this is one way to access these other modules for the individual shots. Finally, we have down here our ignore or utilize button. The EB Mark 1 does not allow you to delete shots, even if they are maybe failed measurements or anything like that. Instead, you have a full shooter's log of every single shot that you've done with the EB Mark 1. Instead, you can switch it from utilize to ignore. If we do this, that shot does not appear anymore in any of the group analysis modules. Things like the deviation module or in the other modules where you can select different shots. We can always re-utilize the shot, obviously, simply by clicking this button. And this is already the shooter's log module. It's quite simple. It has a couple of more capabilities here, especially with this button, but this is more for the shot mode video, because this is about the shots that have still to be analyzed or to view the rate of fire, for example. But as I said, this will be in the different video. And we can just go back to our dashboard and we would be ready for the next shot.